Is a demonstration of how to use borders in CSS. So as a starting point, I have two HTML elements, an H1 and an image. So let's try making a border. So to do a border, you have to put three values in. Otherwise, the browser doesn't know what to draw. But first of all, you have to select something. So let's select image, right? I have to type that correctly, image. And then type the word border. Border is our property. And then we have to tell the browser three things about a border. We have to tell the border how wide it is. So I'm going to just throw out 5 pixels. We have to tell the browser what color it is. And I'm going to say green. That kind of goes with the color there. And last but not least, we have to say what type or style of border we want. Most often you see a solid border, so let's start with that. So now when we run it, we should see a border around our image. And we do. There's a green border around our image. Now, one thing that we can do with this, there's a lot of different types of borders you can add. First of all, you can make the border just a little thin little border by making it 1 pixel. Or let's make it back to 5 so we can see it though. You can also change the style of border as well. So this is a solid border. It's not really in vogue right now, but I do like these. It kind of makes it look like it's in a picture frame. Outset is one of those options if we run. And it's a little hard to see. Let me make the border a little bigger so it's easier to see what that looks like. I'll make it even 20, maybe it'd be a ginormous border. So now you can see what outset does. It adds like the border around it, but the bottom is a darker color, so it gives it a picture, a view of almost like a shadow or like being inside of a frame. So you can also do inset, and that reverses it. And if you're feeling whimsical, you can actually use dotted as a border. Oh, dotted. Run. And that would be a dotted border. So there's all the different types of things you can do with border. Now, let's also add a border to our H1 tag. So first I'm going to select H1. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to type border. And this time I'm going to do 2px solid. And I'll do orange. And so I'll run that border. Now you see the border around this. It's because it's a block element, the border goes all the way around it. You can also put a border on just one side. So you can say, well, one obvious thing to do would be border bottom. So I would just put a border underneath the cactus only. I'll make it thicker so it's easier to see. Run. And now I have a nice underline for so it kind of looks like something you might want to do is add a line underneath your header because it looks like a border that way. You can also do border top, which might not be quite what you'd want, the look that you're looking for, or border left or border right. Border left or border right would look very strange because the line's way over here now, but you know, there could be some style thing, but I think the border bottom looked best. And let's try some different borders on our image as well. So let's get rid of the dotted and go just to solid. But let's try border, you might want like a certain look, right? So border left, we'll make that a fat border. But maybe I want to have I'm looking for like a certain kind of designer kind of a look here, right? So maybe I'll do border right, might be 5 pixels, right? So now I have a different border on each side, right? I guess it doesn't look too much like a designer yet. Let's try a border bottom. Actually, I should have just cut and paste, shouldn't I have? I'm just going to cut and paste this. Copy. I can do bottom and top. Nope. I didn't select it correctly. Top. Okay, so now I run this and I'll have borders, all different borders on it. And actually that has kind of like a book look to it. Looks like that's the edge of a book. So you can kind of see there might be a reason to have a style like that. And that is how you do borders.